It's been a while since I made a video. Sorry. My intention was to make one on a regular basis, but I didn't do a very good job of that, so. I'm still eating Thanksgiving leftovers. I've gained 10 pounds. See my chin? See it? It's bad. Anyway, I wanted to talk about horse training as a source of income. I started training when I was 14 or 15, but I basically was just loping circles and getting horses really gentle. I screwed up a whole bunch of mine on the pattern before I ever took anyone's money to do it. So I do highly recommend that you screw up a bunch of your own before you take money and screw up someone else's. And that's just how I really feel about it. I don't think that training 2 or 3 of your own counts. I think screw up about 10 and then you know, try it with someone else's. But I see a lot of people that maybe start 1 or 2 horses and then want to start taking people's money, and it's never good. They don't stay in business very long, and the one that ends up suffering is the horse. So don't do it until you have you know, on the pattern anyway. Stick to what you know. I could lope circles at that age. I was loping a bunch of circles. I was riding them outside in the pasture. I was tying them, getting them really gentle on the ground, but I was not working them on the pattern and taking money from anyone else. I was still trying to figure out the basics, and you're never gonna know it all. Like, you're never gonna know everything. You can sit on 100 horses and still sit on one that you've never felt something like that before. But I feel like the basics, and you're less likely to screw them up if you've sat on a whole bunch of them. So, why are babies so dumb? Dumb. Babies are dumb. Jeez Louise. So, Tipsy just got her foot stuck in the wheelbarrow, dumped the wheelbarrow out, and then turned around and kicked at it like it attacked her. And Moves just pulled the water hose out of the water thing. And now Tipsy's trying to find more ways to make an even bigger mess. So, anyways, and I'm eating. So, anyways, screw up your own before you screw up someone else's, and do what you know. If you're still working on patterning, that's awesome. But, you know, until then, you can still take in some horses. Just take them in for groundwork or saddling or round pinning or whatever, you know, whatever your skill set is. I only take in one at a time because that's all I have time for, and I'm not doing it to pay bills. I bill weekly if that's what the person wants, because sometimes the smaller invoices are easier to keep up with. I think between $800 and $1,000 a month is really fair and low. And I think if your person has any sort of experience at all, you should probably pay them more than that. But nobody trains horses to get rich. I can say that. So when you break down the time, like, most of them are making less than minimum wage. I charge by the saddle. I don't charge by a flat rate. I don't think I should get paid for work that I don't do. So if I'm gone or sick or the horse is sore or whatever, I don't charge for that day. I might still charge feed and things like that, you know, but I'm not charging a saddle. So I think anywhere from $20 to $50 a saddle is really fair. And hi, darling. What are you doing? What are you doing? You want some dressing? This is Tipsy, the yearling. She's terrible. She's into everything all the time. She's like a toddler. But anyway, so that's how I do. I charge, depending on, also it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm just fitting one, then I might only charge like $20 a saddle, but like if I'm training on a baby and they're still doing baby things, then I might charge $50 a saddle. But I only charge an invoice for the days that I actually sit on one. So I do provide videos, and not only do I provide videos, if it's needed, then we definitely will have lessons on that horse. I ask, do not come back here. Go away. I ask that my owners come and ride these horses, or that their jockeys come and ride these horses every 2 weeks. I don't want to send home a horse that feels like a stranger. So every 2 weeks, I want them to come see the progress and feel it, and I want to work as a team to find out what I'm just doing on timing and what I'm maybe lacking in training, making up for in timing, or giving certain cues one way when I should be giving the other. You know what I mean? Like, I think communicating with these people is key, and it definitely settles a lot of misunderstandings. I think videoing your work, video it, send videos, send pictures. It's hard for people to say you don't do something when you have videos of you doing it. So protect yourself that way, CYA that way. We live in a world where everyone can't wait to get on Facebook and ruin the other one's life over a misunderstanding or a horse dropping 10 pounds. So I think it's really important that you send videos and pictures. And I will say that if a horse owner doesn't pay for what that horse needs, that horse goes home, even if it means I haul that horse home. If the owner does not agree to pay for that horse to be trimmed and his feet are long, that horse goes home. If that horse needs to see a dentist and that owner doesn't want to pay for the dentist, that horse goes home. If that horse runs out of hay and the owner doesn't immediately pay me for hay, I'm not taking food out of my kid's mouth. I will take the horse home. I think what happens is we hold on to these horses a little too long, and the horse drops off weight and the feet look bad, and then that's time for that horse to be sent home, and then you have people that go, oh, well, he didn't take care of his feet or whatever. No. You'll either pay for it or the horse will come home. I don't play that game. There will not be a horse here with long feet. If you don't want to pay for it, they go home. So I'm a little bit more strict when it comes to stuff like that. I will not skimp on feed for your horse. I'll invoice you for it. You'll pay it, or your horse will go home. And, I know that might seem like really harsh or whatever, but that's just, that's how I think that things need to be. And I also think you need to do your part and send videos and pictures, and you need to be writing things down in a journal, and you need to be adamant on your owners and their jockeys coming to ride these horses to see their progress in person. And if you can't do those things as a trainer, then you should probably not be training horses and accepting money for this. There are a lot of people that just do it for the day money and then put a quick fix on that horse and send them home. I see it happen all the time. It's not okay, and it makes everyone else look bad. I see trainers who are really, really cheap, and they have 30 horses, and I can promise you those 30 horses are not getting ridden. And they're just taking your day money, basically. That happens all the time. So if you have someone who's really riding horses for really cheap, $400, $500 a month, you can't even feed and farrier and entry fees, diesel expense, it doesn't even cover it. So if you see someone riding horses for that freaking cheap, someone's not really getting rode or fed, for that matter. Like, you can't do it. And chances are they've probably taken in $30 to make their mortgage payment, but those horses are not getting the time in the saddle that they need to get. So make sure that, like, you're not turning into one of those people who it's fast money. You just send an invoice and they invoice you right back, and it's a little bit of it just goes on trust, that they're trusting you to say or to ride those horses what you say that you rode them. And if you don't, they might not know the difference until they get the horse back and the horse knows nothing. So I just think it's really important to, if you're gonna do it, be honest about it. Make sure you charge what you are worth and what your skill set is, and make sure that these horses are looking as good or better when they go home than when they come. And of course, like, accidents happen, like freak things happen. It's when you have a really good relationship with that owner and you are constantly like documenting and keeping in contact with them that you know, things like that don't come back on you as bad, because you've been really honest with the whole situation. So she's such a pet, y'all. So that would be my advice. Do it. It does pay, you know, to do it, especially if you're charging what you're worth and you are skilled. I don't think you have to be like a big time futurity or derby winner or rodeo winner in order to train. I know a lot of people who sing really, really well, but are not going to be on your top 40, you know. It just, they're not going to be, and not everybody has the desire to go be a truck driver, a carnival rodeo queen, and or a futurity and derby person. I mean, like, not everyone wants to ride that many horses and put in the work that those girls put in to be